we had gone to DC with Refuse Fascism to try and stop this regime, Trump and Pence, from coming to power before they started. It didn't work, and we are living under fascism, but there's still a window to drive them out, and so we reformed it. Originally, it was don't go home with a fascist in the White House.
Go home with a fascist in the White House.
We're not going home with a fascist in the White House.
We're not going home with a fascist in the White House.
Don't go home with a fascist in the White House.
Don't go home with a fascist in the White House.
We're not going home with a fascist in the White House.
We're not going home with a fascist in the White House.
Louder from the back. Don't go home with a fascist in the White House.
Don't go home with a fascist in the White House.
We're not going home with a fascist in the White House.
We're not going home with a fascist in the White House.
Now listen closely, because it changes, because we're in a changed situation.
In the name of humanity,
In the name of humanity,
we refuse to accept
we refuse to accept
a fascist America.
a fascist America.
So now it is drive them out. There are fascists in the White House.
There are fascists in the White House.
Drive them out. There are fascists in the White House.
Drive them out. There are fascists in the White House.
Drive them out. There are fascists in the White House. Drive them out. There are fascists in the White House.
Drive them out. There are fascists in the White House.
Thank you.
We just celebrated International Women's Day a few days ago, and it was probably the most important and incredible International Women's Day I've been part of in a long time. And I don't know when the last time it was that thousands upon thousands of women poured into the streets. This is, again, at a time when what's in the White House is fucking fascists, and their program for women is a nightmare, but it's also for all of humanity, and people were out there pouring into the streets in a way that I have not seen in a long time. And this is something that, we talk about a window of potential and possibility to actually drive this from power. This is part of where you can see glimmers of people actually busting out of the politics as usual and disrupting business as usual, and where it could come from, that millions of people could go from just hating and agonizing over this to actively taking to the streets and getting to a point where millions are there night after night, the way they did in South Korea, which, by the way, just yesterday, people should, that's right, there you go. They were forced, it's final now. They drove that president from power by taking to the streets in the way that they did, day after day, and bringing that country to a halt. Okay, this is what we need to do. This is what can be done here, now. And the stakes are actually much higher, and it's just a fact. Not because America is more important than anywhere else, but because this empire has an arsenal of destruction that no one else has, that could obliterate the whole potential for life and the future of humanity. We just came from a climate action conference today, which, we're talking about the emergency in the environment, and this regime is the destruction of the planet on steroids with, all the brakes off. The point being, there is precious little time, but we have to actually go to work on that, and what we do will actually matter and determine what can or come out of this and what will be the future for all of humanity. And I just wanted to say a word for International Women's Day, and that this was a beautiful thing. And we say here in the bookstore, break the chains, unleash the fury of women as a mighty force for revolution.
No! In the name of humanity, we refuse to accept a fascist America.